Hello, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me for this acrylic painting tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint this vintage wreath. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll show you step by step how to do it from start to finish. I've got my husband Mark with me.
Hey, everybody.
He's man in chat for our live show today, so if you've got questions, you can ask those in chat and I'll try to answer. Let's get started. Alrighty, so welcome. If you're new to our channel, we're glad to have you joining us today for our live stream. If you're not new, thanks for coming back. We're really excited to share this with you today. I've got a 12 by 12 inch canvas today. It's kind of a thicker one. I didn't do that on purpose, just the only size that I had in this one. Let me zoom in a little bit. I kind of got a little far out there. So it's a 12 inch by 12 inch, and I've painted it with Quinacridone Magenta. But any kind of like light pink or reddish undertone will work for this. So it doesn't have to be this color if you don't have it. Let me go over our colors. And speaking of, I've got carbon black, burnt umber, burnt sienna, yellow oxide, Indian yellow hue. This one is cadmium yellow light. And I've got a new color that I haven't used before, but I saw it in some of the ornaments, so I just grabbed it because I had it. Why not? It's a brilliant yellow green, but you can kind of mix this on your own with the green and yellow. So you don't have to go out and buy this, but if you happen to have a bright yellow green, grab it. This one is Phthalo green yellow shade, and this one is Cobalt Teal. Phthalo blue green shade, Ultramarine Blue, Dioxazine Purple, Quinacridone Magenta, Cadmium Red Medium and Light. And then this one is Unbleached Titanium, Titanium White, and Zinc White. And this is Gloss Glazing Liquid. So if you don't have these exact colors, just grab what you've got. These are really bright, vibrant, like, you know, kind of those retro colors, lots of teals and blues and bright pinks and reds. So lots of fun colors here to work with. And we're just going to kind of explore it and play with the composition a little bit as we go. Brushes. Let me go over that. I'm going to use just a variety of brushes. So you'll want kind of a thinner round of some sort, either a script liner or a liner brush. I've got a couple different brands. These are all Princeton brushes. The red handles are their VelvetTouch, and then the black handles are their Aspen, and the green handles are the Summit Series, 6100 Summit Series. And this one is a Select. So a couple of fan brushes in the Select, some Filbert, some angle brushes, little rounds in different sizes. So just kind of grab what you've got. Oh, I've got another Filbert here. Filbert are the rounded edge, but mostly going to be using Filberts and angle brushes, and a few liner brushes to do some of the smaller needles. So that's going to be kind of our main brush things. So thank you to Fredrix for our canvas and Princeton for our brushes today. I'm going to put them over here. Actually, I usually keep my brushes that I haven't painted yet over here, and then as I use them, I transfer them over here and keep them wet before, so that I can clean them out really well before they dry out. So I'm going to move this out of the way. How are you doing today, hon?
I am doing well.
Good. On vacation?
Yes.
This is our last video of almost our last video of 2021. We're going to be taking almost 3 weeks off, and we'll be back in January. So I hope you guys are going to have some fun Christmas plans. We're going to be pretty much doing a staycation.
Yes. Yeah, people are coming to us, and we're just kind of hosting a cookie party on Monday.
Yeah, I know. I've got to make cookies after this today. Oh, lots of Christmas cookies. Lots and lots of Christmas cookies.
If they let me, I'll try to.
Today and tomorrow.
Try to do a little Facebook Live if they'll let me.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. So a wreath is going to be mainly right in here. I'm just going to kind of do a big old circle. I want to leave plenty of room on the outside for our ornaments and things. So that'll be kind of the main inner line of it. And then our border is, I think we're going to want to come just about like this. So I'm just going to kind of do a zigzag line out where I want my border to be, and that way I'm kind of keeping my my wreath centered, you know, because it's easy to kind of get it kind of skewed as you get going. So if I kind of, or you could just do another circle here and an inner circle there, just so that you kind of know where to stop your greenery and things. So that'll be kind of our main border. Then we've got these 2 Christmas trees that are right here and another one right here. It's kind of at an angle, and they're going to fill up most of this middle part. I've got a couple pointy ones coming down here, and I'm going to maybe play with, you know, some of the placement and some of the things that are in here. So we don't have to do it exactly like the photo, but I love this. And the Michelle Kohler, I think, is the one that sent me this photograph to use. So thank you to her. And this is her daughter's wreaths. Her daughter is Nicole Gillespie, and she's got links down in the description if you want to check out these vintage wreaths for sale and her Instagram page. So I hope you guys send lots of love their way for letting us use this. I just thought these were adorable. They're so cool.
So far, it looks like something I did back in 3rd grade. Like a monster or something.
Oh, really? It's not impressing you yet? Okay, I don't want to get too much going on here, but I do want kind of our main wreaths and things kind of sort of mapped out so that, and again, kind of paying attention to the boundaries that we've kind of set for ourselves. So I'm not trying not to put any of the ornaments or things too far out of that line so that it doesn't skew too far out. It's okay to, you know, have a few things like these little, you know, things coming off in different directions here and there, but you don't want it like a whole huge thing that's gonna lead the eye off the wreath. These are really well placed and nicely balanced. So let me move that up there. Big ornament right here. Here. And then in our photo, we've got a little elf here. I thought I might change it to a snowman just because I like snowman better. Or a little deer maybe or something like that. So we'll leave that for one of the last things we do though, because we'll have time to kind of play with it once we get all of our other elements in here. Okay, so something like in here, I think. Okay, so there's our kind of rough sketch of our wreath. And let me grab, I'm going to start with a larger angle brush. This is a 6 angle. And I'm going to just kind of put in some green in the background. And I think I'm going to actually, well, now that I think about it, I'm going to have to do the background first because I don't want to have to paint around these little green bits. Didn't really plan that through very well. So I think I want kind of a very light minty green blue, kind of tealish color, almost the color of my, yeah, something like that for our background. Just really crisp, beautiful blue. And I'm going to use white, and I added a little bit of green to my cobalt teal. So a little bit of that phthalo green yellow shade with the cobalt teal. If you don't have those colors, just add a little bit of yellow to your green and make kind of a turquoisey color. If you have a turquoise, great, use that. And so I'm going to kind of just brush that in and around sort of where I'm planning on putting my wreaths. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to leave some of that pink glowing through like you see there. So there we go. Hope you guys are doing well and surviving Christmas. I can't believe it's next week. I'm not prepared was telling Mark, usually when I get to this point in December, I pull out the puzzles, after my last show. I usually I don't do puzzles through the rest of the year. I kind of save them for Christmas time because I'm obsessive about puzzles and that's all I want to do. So if I have a puzzle out other times of the year, I wouldn't get any work done. So I only do it at Christmas time, and that's just me because I have no self-control when it comes to puzzles. So anyhow, I'm looking forward to that, but I can't do it yet because I got to make cookies. I've got a cookie party. Mm-hmm. So normally I would kind of celebrate the last show of the year by starting a puzzle, but that's not happening today.
Unplugging a little bit.
And unplugging, yeah, exactly. I kind of put on music and just, I don't check my emails for a few days, and just, it's kind of nice. It's nice to do that once a year. And Mark usually has the time off work too, so we both kind of he plays video games and I puzzle, and we don't really see each other very much because it's okay though.
You've changed that.
Yeah, I did. I got myself a little puzzle table for the living room so I can sit in there with him and puzzle.
Yeah, do mindless stuff for a few days.
Exactly. It helps. It helps decompress. It's nice to have that. All right, so there's that. Let's go ahead and do it out here too. And you can see that I'm not really being super careful about where I'm doing this. And if some of that pink shows through when we do the green, it's totally fine. It's gonna just be part of the thing. I'm gonna do this very loosely today, so it's not gonna be like a super realistic. I think we're gonna just kind of keep it very fresh and lively brush strokes and, kind of vintagey feel, hopefully. Kind of like those old vintage Christmas cards, kind of like a little bit fuzzy around the edges. And I don't know. We'll see. I've got my Merry Christmas shirt on today. My friend gave me a couple of years ago. Got a big vintage Santa on it, so. We're in the holiday mood today. Trying, at least.
Yes. Yeah, I ran out, and there's one particular candy that we always get for our sons. It's a tradition. And like this year, couldn't find it at Walmart. And I went to like 6 different stores. Finally found them.
It was at the last store, and they had all of the ones from the entire town.
Yeah,
there.
It was like 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 30. Oh, okay.
So now we know the Walgreens is hoarding them.
Yeah. But anyway, it's fun. It's part of that. Hunt is part of the whole Christmas tradition too.
Yes.
And I think the internet is ruining that because you can just sit and just have stuff brought to your feet.
I do that. That's how I shopped this year. Pretty much for everything.
Oh, that reminds me. There's stuff on the front porch. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
The person showed up while I was playing in the midst of a battle.
Oh.
Something important. I couldn't get to the door.
Well, send your son after it.
He's not here.
Oh, he's not?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Keep painting.
All right, I'm painting.
Don't wait for me.
I won't. I really like already this color combination. Such a fresh, pretty color together. And you're going to need a lot of this. Well, depends on the size canvas you use, I guess. But this pink is pretty vibrant. So, but you can see how doing this pink like this underneath as an undertone, it just makes everything kind of vibrate a little bit. I don't know if that's a thing, but it kind of just gives a little bit of a really bright freshness to all of the colors that are going on top of it, because it kind of peeks through, and it's such a energetic color. It's really I think adds a lot to it. But if you don't like doing it you can leave it off. You don't have to do the undertone. I get a lot of questions usually when I do this kind of thing, because I'm like, why do you do it? Because you can't see it. You cover it up, but you actually can see it. You can see it in little tiny glimpses here and there, and it does kind of peek through your colors. I'm not covering it up completely, so even if it seems like a wasted step, it's not. It really does make a difference in the finished painting, and it adds another layer of interest. But it's totally optional. This is your painting your wreath. I'm just showing you kind of how I like to do it. But if you don't want to do it that way, I'm not going to take off points. You do you. It's totally fine. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. I really, I get really my only like major complaint when it gets comments is when I have people that are very like, I get comments that are like, you suck, and, whatever, I just kind of delete those. But the ones that kind of really irritate me are the ones where people are like, you should have done it this way. And I'm like, no, because I did it my way. Like, there's no right way to do it. Like, you do it however you want to. I'm going to do it my way. This is how I interpreted it. And yeah, it may not be the way you like it done, but it's still a valid way of doing it. It's art is so subjective, there's so many different styles and so many different ways to approach it. And I think we do ourselves a disservice when we kind of pigeonhole things and be like, this is the only right kind of way of doing art. This is, like, and there's so many people out there that believe that are like that are just such sticklers for exactly how you should do art. And they're very like uptight about it. And I'm like, no, just do what makes you happy.
You need to channel your inner Frank.
Exactly. Frank? Who's Frank?
Because he did it his way.
Oh, God. I thought you were going to say Bob Ross. And I'm like, who's Frank? I would go with Bob more than Frank.
Well, but you said you do it your way. And
that's true.
Frank.
That's true. He did it his way.
He said
he
did it his way, so.
That's true. Yes. All right. So this is kind of what.
Did you say something about?
Probably could have done it a bigger brush. This would have gone a lot faster. I don't know why I'm using this small brush for this.
Did you say something about candy while I was gone?
Oh, yeah. Well, we got not candy, but biscotti from Deidre Pup. Thank you, Deidre.
Yes.
Yummy. It's been really yummy. Big box of different kinds of biscotti and different flavors. And Mark was going to try to not share it with me because his name was on the box. But then I read the note to him.
It was specifically addressed to me.
Yeah, but I was on the note. So she said it.
Kind of like a...
She included me.
Kind of like a footnote.
We know who her favorite is. Speaking of my son, our youngest son, Spencer, just had his 20th birthday. Ouch. And our oldest son got him a beanie cap for his birthday, and it says favorite child. And he wore it all through Thanksgiving. He loves it. It's like so funny. Like, I swear we don't favor him, but he gets all the good stuff because he's the last one in the house.
There's a running joke with them. It started with him always doing the back seat because he's still the youngest.
Right. Well, it started with SpongeBob because we didn't let the boys watch SpongeBob when they were younger, and then older boys. I mean, and then Spencer got to watch it, and they were like, "Wait a minute, that's not fair." Yeah, and so then that's where it really originated from. Was like, well, he's obviously the favorite. We just got lazy. That's what really happened.
It's like, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
That's way too much work.
Exactly. What could it hurt? It's fine. It's fine.
We joked about it that our youngest son is the kids we didn't like our oldest son to hang out with.
He is.
Yeah. Because you could always tell the children that had older siblings because they were doing more older things.
Right.
We were
talking about older.
We were so like, oh my gosh, we don't want our child to be corrupted
exposed
like
to
that.
Yeah.
And then there's our son.
And then Spencer's like, hey, have you watched, Star Wars?
Yeah.
And he's like 12, or whatever. I don't know. Not Star Wars. That's not a good example.
So I owe an apology to all those kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are, but I owe you an apology.
He turned out all right.
Yeah.
They all did. All right. Here we go. I feel like that one's sticking out a little bit far. I'm gonna bring that in a little bit. But that looks really good. I like how it flows, and I like the background. It's really fun color. And hopefully you'll be able to see the ornaments against it. I want it to go light enough that the ornaments will show up against it. So, and we'll put a shadow on it too once we're done, but I want to put my greenery and stuff on it first. So, all right, so I'm going to start out with my phthalo green, and I'm going to use a little bit of phthalo blue too, and then my burnt umber to darken it up. We'll use that as kind of our base dark green. Yeah, that'll be a nice, really vivid dark green to go against this background. And then I'm going to kind of put some around it, and then our ornaments are obviously going to be tucked in. So sometimes we'll have to go back and add some green over the top of some of the ornaments once they're in too. So I'm just going to kind of use the tip of this brush and draw in around these and in between my ornaments here. And I'm really kind of have lost all of my ornament shapes, so I'm just going to do the best I can here. And yeah, you want it nice and dark like that. So it may look like too dark when you first put it on, but you really do need this really dark backdrops for their colors to play against. Because if you don't have this really dark, then our vivid colors just won't pop. They'll kind of just be muted. Everything will kind of be a little sad and bleh. Yeah.
So did you get all my Christmas shopping done?
I have. I'm not really. I didn't do very good with you this year. You didn't give me a very good list. I got you stuff before Christmas. Like you got to open your stuff early.
The coffee is like the greatest thing ever.
All right, doing a really, really dark turquoise here for this bottom of this tree.
Okay, so I'll call myself out here in front of the whole world that you may be getting two of the same thing.
What? How did that happen?
Well, you know how I just read every word, right?
Right.
Yeah, so since I was myself and reviewing the text regarding gifts for Mom, I may or may not have gotten something that somebody else already got. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, I might be getting the same thing.
So maybe one of the other ladies.
Am I getting a stocking? That's what I need to know.
Well, see, that
okay, so this is my background color here. I'm tapping over. Okay, that's what I need to know, because this is the saddest Christmas was when everybody got their stockings down, and I got my stocking down, and I stuffed their stockings full. Mark's stocking is full. Nathan, Jordan, Spencer's stockings are full. And Mom's stocking has 0 in it. Nothing.
Did you forget to put stuff in your stocking?
I did, apparently. It was so sad.
Oh, that's my job.
Yeah. you have one.
I
I do the rest of you.
I
and
noticed you
gotta
didn't
do
say
me.
anything when I said, "Oh, I got to get stuff for your stocking."
Yeah, I
the
was
other
like,
night.
you better.
She said absolutely nothing.
You better.
She didn't even acknowledge that I said a
Nope.
word.
Because I'm like, I'm not even going to say, oh, that's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to not have stuff in your stocking.
So I'll sneak out extra early, and I'll move stuff from other stockings into yours.
Is that what's going to happen? Okay. Oh my gosh. We're a mess. Okay, I'm going to use black for this tray because it's really dark. A little bit of black in here with this.
Here's a banana.
Oh my gosh.
Hard-boiled egg. Check.
Some people, one of my friends that grew up in France, she said that they would get oranges in the bottom of their stocking. That was a thing in France. I think it's actually a thing in more than, I think it was just kind of something that people did because they were so like rare, for times, And her dad was a postmaster during World War II. And so I think that, there was definite shortages of stuff. But I just thought that was interesting. So you could throw orange in there.
Okay. Done.
Made me think of that. What is the weirdest thing you guys have gotten in your stockings?
Ooh.
Or what do you like to get in your stockings? And do you stop doing stockings at a certain age? Because I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't sound so sad about it.
No, I'm still not impressed with myself for not doing that. So never again. I make a mistake one time.
Yeah.
Ooh, somebody said chocolate coins.
Ooh. Yeah. Get some white here. If you do this while this tree is still wet, with the green, it kind of blends a little bit with it. I think it looks better. So I'm just kind of do it while it's still wet. Grab some of that bright white and just kind of use the tip of the brush and just kind of tap in, these little bottle brush trees, which I'm so glad you can find everywhere now because they're like, they were really hard to find for a long time. And I've always loved the look of them. And now you can get them any, all kinds of places there. They're back. Yay. So cute. I have some in I have a couple. One in particular in my laundry room with some other little trees. It's really cute. And we have them all up on our mantle plate piece, so you can't get anything else up there. It's all bottle brush, gold and silver, and different glittery trees. It's really fun. I bought them last year, and I bought way too many, so they're kind of all over the house. I couldn't fit them all. Okay, there we go. So kind of just doing that really tiny little, try to keep them real small because if they get too big, they kind of don't look like bottle brush trees anymore. You kind of have those little dots. And they kind of clump together where the stuff is. And then this one is actually pretty dark, so I'm not really seeing a whole lot. I might get a little bit of gold here and just use like a little bit lighter color. Just little dots, tip, 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 tip. And we'll be putting ornaments on these too, but this will be first stage. And this one's actually pretty dark all the way down, but I'm going to add a little bit more of the lightness to it just to have a little something else going on. Okay, so let's keep on going and just keep on going with our I need my dark green. Do. I'm just going to go ahead, I think, and just kind of... I didn't leave myself very good, like, directions here on my thing. So I'm just going to go really dark around these trees here. Make sure I've got some good dark... And you can do that kind of fuzzy, you know, kind of fuzz out those edges too. You don't have to do like really sharp points. The fuzzy edges will kind of give it that wispy vintage look too. So by fuzzy edges, I just mean, you know, like kind of let it trail off and not have like a really hard line. So here and there, maybe do that. Kind of let it be sort of almost dry brushed, I guess. And just make sure if you know where your ornaments are going to be, just make sure to do really nice and dark around them. No more comments?
About?
I don't know, we were talking about stockings.
Oh, we were, yeah. Yeah, no. You know, people have said that some of them got oranges.
Oh, really?
In their
Okay.
thing, yeah. Somebody said they got apple, orange, pear, banana when they were kids.
Oh, neat.
Mm-hmm. And so I think that it was just, you know, trying to keep scurvy away.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
They were carrying.
And there's no outbreak, so there you go.
There you go. Worked.
And our kids still wake each other up.
Yes.
I guess, you know, they stay up late anyways now, but yeah, they would wake each other up in the middle of the night.
Like 2 a.m.
Go check their
Go
stockings.
check their stockings.
Then try to put them back
Yeah.
together. What brush are you using?
This is the number 6 angle still. So this is what I've been using for, I'd used it for the background too when I was painting the teal color around everything. So just kind of using that edge, the flat edge, to draw these lines. If you don't have a brush that's giving you like really good thin lines, then I would just do kind of the middle part with this and then switch to a liner brush of some sort and do this fuzzy, you know, part out here with that so that you get some thin lines. Okay. I'm just making sure I've got really dark areas. You can go back in and with black if you need to later and kind of tap in around some of these ornaments. As we get going, we'll be able to kind of tell where we might need color, you know. But let's go ahead and kind of start shaping out these ornaments. And one of the things that you'll notice with shiny ornaments is that they're going to pick up the colors around them. So I'm going to use this dark green as my darker shadow color on these. And they're already going to start to take shape and look kind of rounded, shadowed. Okay, there we go. Honestly, it looks good with just the pink. You could do it all pink like that if you wanted to. I'm not hating it. Here, let me do. I missed down here a little bit. A couple little bits. Okay, we'll let that. Whoops, what's that? Going to get a Filbert now. This will just help with the kind of rounded edges that we're wanting to get. And I'm going to get some of my magenta and some of the Cadmium Red Medium and make a bright cherry red. Adding a little bit of glaze. And then I'm just going to kind of pick some places where I want to pop these in. So, and see how it's transparent there? So I'm going to have to add a little bit of white to cover up any of the green that's, you know, that I want to cover. Okay.
Did you ever have those hard candies during Christmas time?
Hard candies?
Yeah, they were like these little ball hard, you know, they weren't like complete balls, but roundish, you know, different flavors. Some of them had like a jelly in them.
Oh, yeah, the jelly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they called?
I don't remember. Now they're like vintage. I saw them in one of the stores today. They're like vintage something. So
Interesting.
yeah, I almost cut them so our kids could enjoy
The weirdness.
yeah. Or how about ribbon candy?
Oh, ribbon candy. Yeah, those will break your teeth. No, they're not that hard. No. They're kind of different. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get some white here with my Cadmium Red Medium. And like I said, I'm covering up what I just did, but we'll put some green back over the top of these. This is just to kind of get some idea of what colors we want to put where, you know, kind of start to place some colors. The white in it's going to help. And then what we can do is once the color dries, we'll add some glaze of brighter color over the top of this so it pops out a little bit. There's another big ornament right here. Okay. Just having to add this white here. These are just not showing up. I almost like just keeping it pink. It's kind of cool. looking. But we'll do colors. It's fun, colorful too. So I like it both. Okay. Let's get my green. Do some bright green. Just the cadmium, or is it the phthalo green? I'm going to add a little bit of this yellow green here too. Do some of those. Nice color. Not sure what color that one was supposed to be. I think it's yellow. That was blue. Oh, this one's supposed to be green. I'm deliberately leaving a little bit of that pink showing through there just because I like it. And I'm going to get some of that dark green. Okay. Keep on going here. There's another one up here. All right, I'm going to do this one with the bright lime green. Add a little bit of darker green around it. One up here, so this one's going to be kind of a yellow. Do one up here. And again, if it's not covering, just add a little bit of white. The white is what will make it opaque. So add some to this one. There we go. That with the pink, and the teal, that's the vintage color. Those three colors together, I think that really, this turquoise and the magenta and that pink there, that's like screams vintage to me, you know. I love it. Okay, but there's not that much of it in this wreath. I might add a little, maybe one more somewhere. But okay, so there's red. There's gonna be gold right here. There's a turquoise down here. blue, red, turquoise, yellow, gold, silver back here, which I didn't leave room for. Yeah, I don't really see this anywhere else. I may just add it in my highlights to one of these green ones, or maybe a little bit on this guy. Okay. Let's do the blue. I'm going to get a little bit of both blues here. It'll make a really bright royal blue. And again, they're both kind of transparent colors, so they're not going to cover very well, so just add a little bit of white. This one's a little bit smaller. I can't decide which color I like the best. I like these all. They're all so fun. Maybe bring that one out just a little bit more. There can be a big gold one right here, and then there's a big silvery star thing kind of on top. So basically what I'm doing is kind of tucking in these colors where I can find room right now, and then we'll you know, worry about the smaller ones filling in all the gaps later. So there's one here too. I'm going to add a little bit of this lighter blue. It's kind of a turquoisey color. Slightly. And it's behind this wreath. I'll go ahead and do this. Get that turquoisey. These two together, maybe a little bit of green even. Yeah, there we go. Get a dark turquoise. Make this one a little bit bigger. That's supposed to be turquoise. It's not really looking turquoise right now, but we'll get it there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
You want to mention that? I just took a screen grab. Just so you can see.
Yeah, we had a really fun thing. Fredrix used my painting from last year that we did, the gingerbread house, for their Christmas card this year in their email. So pretty cool. I was very honored. It was very, very cool.
They are great, generous people for sure.
They are. They've been a great sponsor for us for several years now. But that was pretty cool. Cool. Yeah, I didn't leave myself room for that silver one right there. So I'm going to have to use the black and a little bit of ultramarine blue in my white to create my kind of silvery tinsel color. Silvery gray. And, you know, these two are supposed to be matte. I don't know why I put this here, this green one here. Not really sure what I was thinking. What were you thinking? So let's just we'll put it here.
It can be whatever you want.
It's true. I want to do some that are bigger too, so I'm going to make this one bigger. What were you saying?
See, it's pretty cool. We got a great group of friends just hanging out and chat while you paint.
I know.
We're just visiting.
Good. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. That's one of, you know, you can say a lot of bad things about the internet, and there is a lot of, you know, crappy stuff going on and people not treating each other well, but out there. But I have to say our community is some of the nicest people out there. Just such nice, good, decent people. I love it.
Amen.
I love that you guys have found us and like to hang out with us. It's pretty cool.
And the fact that they like to talk about food is a bonus.
Is your favorite? That's what keeps Mark coming back. Thank you for. Otherwise, he might get bored and leave.
There's nothing to do here.
Exactly. Okay, so I'll start on the star. I don't want to do too much detail on it yet, but I do kind of want to start fitting it in here so that I know sort of where it's going to go. Okay. Kind of a silvery star with a little ornament in the middle of it. Too cute. Really not drawing that in very good, but okay. All right. I might have to leave some stuff out. Realizing I'm kind of making these awfully big.
I was going to say. Pretty soon it's just going to be a round circle of balls. And
yeah.
sorry, ornaments.
Ornaments, yes. Ornaments. All right, using some yellow oxide here. I haven't cleaned out my brush. So it's got a little bit of the greens and reds and other colors here. And do our gold balls.
Ornaments.
Ornaments. Are you the ball police? Is that what's happening?
You can say if you want to.
It's fine. I'm joking. A little bit. We do have. You should grab the little ornaments out of our basket of ornaments in the other room. I'll show. We have a few vintage ornaments. They're very, very delicate, and I have broken a few over the years. But I found them at a yard sale way back when. I don't even know how many years ago. Do you know where it is? It's in the. No, it's in there. In the hutch thing on the far right, kind of halfway down. But they're these colors too. It just made me think of it. They're super fragile, like super thin glass. Oh, aren't they cute? I love the little tops to them. And they came in like the most flimsiest cardboard box ever. So, and I've tried to clean them, but it's pretty much no. The dirt is like caked on, and I'm afraid that if I press too hard, they'll just break apart. So yeah, it adds character. They don't look too hot, but they're really cute. I love them. And then there's these colors, so it fits. It's fitting. So I've always kind of wanted to. I've actually wanted to paint those. I was going to paint them in the bowl, but this is much better. Much more fun. So. There. So there's another star here, which I don't know where we're going to fit it. It's going to have to go over the top of everything. It's going to do like this. Oops, there's Fitzy. Okay, that works. If you all think about it, I know he's just a puppy, but
We talked about it in the chat.
He's having some major health issues right now, so we don't know what is going on, but his liver is failing, so just super sick baby. Really, really sad. Hoping the doctor, the specialist, will be able to see him next couple weeks from now, so just gotta get him through Christmas, keeping him comfortable, trying to get him to eat, but we don't know what's going on. Getting on some of the pink now. I cannot talk about him or I will start crying. This will probably be embarrassing in live stream. What?
Two guys. Just take a rest. Yeah.
I know. He's the sweetest boy. He's just the sweetest little puppy. I hate seeing him sick. So, like I said, if you think about it, 50, this gives the little prayer that the doctors can figure out what's going on and his body can recover because he's not looking too hot right now. All right, going with the gold that's got a little bit more of the orangey tones. I'm gonna have to darken up right there.
So do you have a puzzle picked out that you're going to do first?
Ooh, I don't. Oh, well, actually, yeah, I might. I have a couple Christmassy ones. I want to do those first because it's no fun doing Christmas ones after Christmas. It's not the same. So gotta do the Christmas ones first. So yeah, that'll probably be what I work on.
So not the one that I just got you.
What did you just give me?
I don't know. I got one for you. I forget honestly what it was.
Okay.
So you can tell me it's the one I got you and I'll believe you.
Okay. I don't know what you got me.
I got you one from Hallmark.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably do that one. Yeah. Yep. Good idea. And there's some tinsel right here. I'm just going to kind of do this, some of these a little bit more loosely. What were you saying?
Well, I was thinking, I wonder what we're doing for dinner. Believe it or not.
You?
I know, it's a far stretch, but
a little bit more of a purpley tone here. Well, I don't know. I've not been very much in the... trying to keep my kitchen clean.
Yeah.
Until we have guests over, at least until
Monday.
Monday. Well, really Tuesday, because that's... or no. Christmas. When is Christmas?
Next Saturday.
So
Good luck.
Thursday, my kids are showing up. It'd be nice to have a clean kitchen then, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not unless we don't cook in there.
We can put plastic down everywhere.
Okay, that
Kind
might
of
work.
like what you do with furniture. Might not do well on the stove, but
Probably not recommended. Okay. I like the little bit of red in that silver there. It's a little bit closer to the tone I want. And then there's kind of a shaped ornament here that's got that red. Let's go ahead and get some of that and do that. It's got the center. It's got kind of a point here. And it's got the little vignette inside the... I'm going to twist it a little bit so that the point comes down right there. And then the inside has got some gold. All right, so we've got most of our ornaments on here. I feel like there's another one down here I'm gonna do, because there's a gold one back here that I missed. And there's kind of a little holly leaf thingamabob up here, but I think I want to do another, like, maybe do another one of these kind of ornaments on its side here. Might cover up this one, but do kind of something right here, going this way. Yeah, that might work. We'll see. Probably going to do it in green, or no, we'll do it in teal. Leave the center pink for now. Okay. Do some tinsel down there. Probably need another ornament up here somewhere. What?
no, I was just thinking, yeah, we're on our way to covering up all the wreath.
Yep. Well, if you look at the photograph, there's not a whole lot of the wreath that's actually showing.
That's true. Somebody went all Christmas lights on this one.
Yep. Well, she's got some that are even more than this. This is actually not that covered compared to some of the other ones, which it's like a extravaganza of color. Pretty cool. Okay, so going through my greens now and adding some of that dark green from our wreath greenery. I'm not trying to really shadow it in or blend it in really carefully. I'm just kind of trying to sort of swirl it around where, following the angle of the ornament, so it has that illusion of shine. kind of going around the outside edges and then leaving the middle part, you know, with a little bit of that lighter color popping through. That's kind of the idea. And then we'll go through and add, you know, just really bright little pops of light white and green. To make them look shiny. That's about all you need to do. Okay. Easy peasy. Don't overthink it. And this especially, I think, doesn't need a lot of finessing, you know, for this style. Just kind of pop a little color on there and let your brush strokes kind of show, and I think it looks really good.
Could one use metallic paints for this?
You could. I would save them for the very end, like, because metallic paints flatten your values. They don't show lights and darks. You know, everything will just kind of be the same, you know. So I would use them as a sprinkling on top of, you know, touch of here, touch there, but not, you know, I wouldn't paint in the, and plus they're transparent, so they don't cover at all. Like if you tried to paint this with a metallic paint, it would just, you know, it wouldn't actually cover anything. So you kind of have to have these under layers in order for it to work. Okay, I'm going to change this one to, I've lost that green one that was right here, so I'm going to change this silver one to green.
So it's all about that base. Gotcha.
I might even make it a little bit more like yellowy. And there we go. Yeah, that kind of greenish yellow. No comment.
Oh, I got that. You didn't have to say that. I already picked up on the vibe. I'm very in tuned after 33 years.
You can tell when she's playing along and when she's not.
When she's like, oh, lordy.
Sorry, it's hard to interact when I'm thinking. Thinking.
That's a strange concept for men. Sorry. Thinking.
What is this that you speak of?
It doesn't sound fun.
You mean I have to concentrate? Well, I think we were watching that. We've done multiple marriage counseling things over the years, you know, and one of them was like talking about how men have boxes, and when they think about something, they take out that box and they put all the other boxes away, and then they open that box, and that's what they think about. And then when they're done thinking about it, they put it back away, and then a lot of times the box is empty.
or there's a lot of times the boxes aren't even open.
That's right.
Not thinking about anything.
Yeah. And women, we have like 12 boxes open at any given time, and we're working on all the things. And so when you're having a conversation with them, we'll switch from this box to that box, and men are like, what? I thought we were talking about this box. I thought I'm so confused.
It was kind of like last night. So you were watching a video with tornadoes.
All right.
And I got up and left the room.
Yeah.
And then went walking through, and then you said something about that place in Washington. What was it
Leavenworth.
called? Leavenworth. I was like, there's a tornado in Leavenworth? And you're like, come look. And you had changed to just a live feed of the downtown of the area. I'm like,
We were talking about tornadoes, but okay.
okay.
I left the room, and now we're on a different subject altogether.
We're moving fast.
Gotta keep up. I gotta keep up.
I was like, I didn't know they had tornadoes up in Washington State.
No, it's the YouTube algorithms, the squirrel mentality. It's like, oh, you're watching tornado move. Well, obviously you want to watch a live stream of downtown Leavenworth next. Makes perfect sense. I was like ready for it. Yes, let's look at something happy. Speaking of, we didn't mention it at the time, but yeah, we hope that anybody watching that's been affected by those tornadoes. Oh my gosh, so horrible. We're in Arkansas, but that's where they kind of started, a little bit east of us. We fortunately missed out on the worst of it. But man, goodness, it's just right before Christmas too. It's so sad. So our hearts go out to you guys, for sure. Any time of year is bad, but it just seems extra especially sad at Christmas time. I forgot one right there, so I'm putting that one in there. Okay, gonna go back in with my red now. I need a smaller brush for these, so I'm kind of not really doing a great job. But the thing with the brushes is that you will, the smaller the brush goes, the tighter your control, but also the tighter your painting will get. You know, your color, you're not going to have the loose feel, you know, that we're kind of going for here. So just keep that in mind. If you're wanting to keep it loose, a loose style, then you may want to save the smaller brushes for the very last. I'm going to move this one over because I feel like it's kind of crowding out these other ones. Just put it right here. And I'll put some greenery around it. And if I've got some of my background here, I can put it over. All right, we are getting there. Put a little bit of green there. Well, that's still wet. Now I'm just kind of going through and seeing if I left any bits of pink really obviously showing through that need to be covered up anywhere. Might do, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I even want to do anything right there or just want to, because I'm not a huge elf. Well, I don't know. The elf is cute, but I'm not a huge fan of elves. That'll look, one of those little flock deer might be cute right here. A little tiny one right there. It'll be the last thing I do, though. I'll just save it and see where we feel at the time. How long have we been going? About an hour. Okay, so we're making pretty good time. These are dry enough now. We can start putting on our sort of finished colors, or, you know, brighter reds and things. Getting that bright red and magenta. There we go. And I'm going to get a little bit of that green. Do it there and there. Just a little bit. I don't want it to turn the whole thing green, but I do want a little bit of that in there. There we go. And then this is one of those satiny ones, so I'm just going to kind of go bloop, 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 across it. Got a little too far there. Okay, and I'll probably come back and do some more with that. Another layer. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it to stick right now. It's kind of got the green and the red and the green and everything. Okay, there we go. Satin. Let's get the magenta and red bright. Do this one. Whoops, got a lot of white in my brush there. Get them. There we go. Right, and then this one's bright red right here. And then it's got, again, get that green. This is just the color of our greenery, and it's just shiny stuff's picking up on the colors around it, so that's why we're using it. Okay. Real dark on that one. Go a little bit darker on this one too. This now it's got the red in it, which is opposite from green on the color wheel, so it'll be good contrasting color, make it really dark and stand out really nicely. It's dreaming. Giving little puppy dreams. He kept me up all night last night because we had thunderstorms come through, and I felt sorry for him, so I brought him into the bed, which was a bad idea because he just was flopping around on me all night. Neither one of us got any sleep. I wish I could nap right now. I'd be maybe not on the floor.
All right, so you want me to take over?
Is that a trick question?
I have no idea what to do next. I'm glad you're painting.
Thanks.
If this was my art channel, it wouldn't be very good.
Videos would be a lot shorter.
Yeah, not very good.
Okay. And get the burnt umber here in my yellow oxide. I might get a little bit of the burnt sienna too. That'll give it like a warmer tone to my gold. Do that as my shadow color. Gold ornament. And then the highlight. I'm gonna use the Indian Yellow Hue. And this one's kind of got some like decoration on it, so I'm gonna kind of try to sort of indicate those little icicle type things coming down. It's a little bit tricky, but just go a little bit lighter with that on there. There we go, that worked. Gonna use the white. There, okay. Gonna get that darker. Tone at the top there. And I need to go way darker with this because it's still, you know, it's like very kind of pale all over. So I'm going to get my little bit of that green. Just use a little bit of it on the sides here. The trick is to use just enough to where it, like, you know, it looks good, but you're not changing the ornament to the green color. So it's, you know, it's kind of just use a little bit of it. A little bit goes a long way. There we go. Okay. I feel like that shapes off, but it's all right. Trying to figure out where to put these in here. Okay, let's go and work on this gold one here. So I still have some of that green in my brush. And use some of the white. I need more white. That shape got a little funky right here. We'll be putting some greenery over the top of everything. It's tempting to do it now, but I'm going to wait until the end because it'll be better if we just do it all at once at the end. Getting some of that burnt umber dark color here. Gonna pull it. Towards the center. And this one's got little stripies. I'm going to get some of that silvery color and just tap in my little stripies very lightly. Okay. Let's do this one down here. I'm just going through one by one and doing these gold ornaments. Using a little bit of the unbleached titanium here for my highlight because I'm out of white, but it's actually a good color for it. We'll get a little bit more of my yellow. These gold are that kind of antique gold that's got a lot of gray in them. It's not like a shiny gold brassy color. It's an antique gold that's got a lot of grays and browns. I'm happy with that one. These two I'm not so thrilled with yet. We'll get them there. With that greenish yellow gold. This one. It's a little bit different from that. And honestly, I'm probably being a little fussy with this. I need to move along, get a little faster. All right.
So you're just trying to get the highlights right there?
Yeah, just kind of working on the highlights here, and I'm probably going to switch a little smaller brush here. Let me get we'll get this Filbert here. This one's just like a couple sizes smaller. It's also a 6, or no, this one's a 4, so their sizing is different for different brands or lines, whatever. Okay, so let's get I need more white here. Coming up on 2 hours here. I wanted to keep it under 2, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not at this point. I'm going to try though. I'm going to get a little bit of zinc white with my titanium white here and kind of tap in on some of these ornaments that I've already got. The zinc white will keep it from being too overpoweringly white. And let's go ahead and get some pink, and we'll do our little decoration on this guy. The silk ornament. Following that line. This is the top of it, so they're all kind of converging right there. Okay. Getting a very thin line there. I'm trying to get a thin line at the top, and it's not really working very well. Okay, there we go. All right, getting the magenta. Gonna work this with the magenta, get a little dark around the sides there, and going down in here. This side. And then the middle. And then there's a gold thing on the top of it. Let me go ahead and use this over here too. Yeah, let's get some white. There we go. Light pink. Shiny. Gold in there, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Let's go ahead and do this one. This one, I don't know why I put that color up there. I don't have one that color up there, but that's okay. We'll just do it. We'll go with it. I need dark. Give it contrast, so I've got to get dark green. Bit of white and bright pink. Laughing at?
There was no laugh there.
Oh.
I was just making noise with my nose, I guess.
Mm.
So we might be able to sell our extra cream cheese for a pretty high price, apparently.
I know.
I guess there's
I
a
heard
shortage.
that.
So
yeah, glad we bought it early.
Yeah. So what do you think about $5,000-$10,000?
I heard that they're actually giving people money if they couldn't. Did you hear about that?
I saw. Well, you know me. I saw an article headline that was like they're going to pay people like $20 or something to not use cream cheese.
Use cream cheese if you can't find it and you want to make a cheesecake and have to buy a frozen one. They'll reimburse you for it or something.
Oh wow!
Yeah, isn't that funny? I don't know how you would prove that, and well, I think it's just more of a kind of fun, Okay, so it's kind of unbalanced right here, so I feel like I'll need to do something up here because that's where that green deer thing was. So I might make this red one a little bit taller. Using some white in it just so that I don't like this brush. It's not slowing me down.
got a question about the brushes.
Okay.
They would like to know what is the difference in your red-handled brush versus your green-handled brushes.
They're pretty similar. They're just that these brushes don't come in smaller sizes. So if I had my preference, I think I prefer the feel of these ones just because they're a little bit firmer, just slightly firmer than the VelvetTouch with the red handles, but they're both very good and good quality brushes. I like these ones a little bit better. So, but they don't come in the smaller sizes. So when I have to go with the smaller size, I have to use the red handled VelvetTouch ones. Okay. Still have a lot of work to do. Every time I'm like, I'm making good progress, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't do any of the blue ones yet. No, I'm not. I'm not. I got lots to do still. That's all right. Last video of this year, we'll do it. We'll do it right. I think I'll probably put a little bit of blue in the center of this gold one right here. It's going to go right there. And then this one was supposed to be like a turquoisey blue, so I'll get some turquoise here. And fill that in. Maybe just make it this shape. And get some white. And we'll put some green stuff around this too. Getting some of that dark green, turquoisey color. Phthalo blue, phthalo green. This is not gonna, after a while, it's not gonna accept any more paint. So I'm just gonna have to move on and come back to it. So I kind of gotta know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away.
Know when to run.
Exactly. If it's not going down, it's not gonna. It'll only be worse if you just try to force it. So just let it do its thing. The paint will tell you what it wants. You know, if you don't listen to it, that's when you have problems. So If it's telling you to leave it alone, it's not laying down the color, they're not blending, nothing's working, then just let it set, dry out, and then come back to it. Okay. That one's already dark enough around the edges. I'm not really having to do a whole lot to it. Same thing with these two. Okay. I need to put that highlight back in this one though. There we go. All right, so let's highlight these blue ones. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that like ultramarine blue. Ultramarine with a little bit of the white. And then get okay. I'm back to this bigger brush because it was just working better for me. So. All right. Starting to come together. It's starting to look like a wreath. I'm liking it. So far, so good. I need to get some of the, I didn't finish that gold one, so let's do some more of the gold. A little bit of the burnt umber and yellow oxide here, and I've got some kind of dirty brown down there that's got gray and stuff in it from before, so just going to use that. Just darken up my shadow side of these. This one has got a lot of that yellow gold in it, so I might change it up a little bit. How are you doing, hun? Hanging in there?
I'm doing great.
I notice when you start looking at your phone that you're probably getting bored.
No, not getting bored.
Good.
I mean, I can continue to stare at you awkwardly while you're painting. Doesn't bother me.
He used to do that when we were dating. It used to kind of. I think you're a creeper at heart, hun. Just own it. I don't mind it. I'm used to it now.
Well, yeah. Like how you cut yourself off and say you creep me. Yeah. I'm used to it now.
Exactly.
Just don't look at him. Is he still looking at me?
You got a nice face. I like you.
Thanks.
I've stuck around this long. I must not mind it too bad. Okay. Hey, puppy. How you doing? You doing okay?
Good doggy tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom's still working.
Yep, I'm working. Not done yet. His like internal clock is like, okay, it's been 2 hours. It's like he knows. He knows how long we normally do on Saturdays. Gotta go out.
Go ahead and check on Spencer.
Is Spencer back?
Yeah.
Okay. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, gotta do this one. I keep missing them. It's like I get this tunnel vision and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a gold one over here too. Totally passed it by. Uh-oh, somebody's at the door.
There's somebody. There's somebody.
Someone's here. I'm just going to kind of do like that and call that good. I'm not going to get too detailed with the decorations. I don't think we need to do the same thing with this one. It kind of gives that feel. Maybe do. There. And then these gold tops. Okay. Let's go ahead and do something with the background on that one. Just finding all these places. Oh, see, totally missed this one. Don't know why. Same thing with this. Totally missed this one. This one needs highlights. Did we find another puppy out there? Is that?
Yes.
We were trying to communicate.
There was another dog walking down the street.
How dare they?
It's okay. He's back.
He's back. Hi, puppy. Okay. that there. Oops. So there's another one I missed. It's like I keep finding these little ones tucked in here that I've neglected.
So Nikki says, thank you so much for painting her wreath.
Oh,
That she's truly honored.
yay. Thank you for letting me. This is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yes, and hopefully you guys will, after the show, check out her link down in the description there. I've got her Instagram and her page where you can actually buy the wreaths that she's got. I think last time I checked, she still had a couple. So they're really, really cool. Really cool. And I know a lot of work goes into these. I can't even imagine. I'm painting them. It's taken me a while. I imagine finding these ornaments, these vintage ornaments, isn't easy anymore. Now that they're in style, as soon as things get popular, it's, you know, all of a sudden it's hard to find them. All right, I need some darker. I'm going to get a little bit of the purple. Darker tones around the outside of this. It's just kind of a little too bright. And that's probably because I have all these lighter colors on my brush still. Just kind of going back over that white. It was a little bit too much, I thought. Kind of need a little bit of all the colors. Mid-tones, darker tones. And then your bright white should be kind of the last little bit that's not too big. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost here. Okay. What are you eating over there?
Part of me is sad that I'm getting old, only because those candy canes aren't as good as I remember them. So either truly they aren't, or my taste has changed.
Yeah. I'm with you. Okay, using a little bit of that phthalo blue with some black and my white here. I'm gonna shadow my gray silvery ornaments. This one, Especially, it's going to have some darker stuff in the center of it.
All right, so I need to correct something that I just said. So,
What?
you know how like when you see a dark bubbly liquid and you have asked for Coke and you think it's Coke and you take a drink and it's like that's not right, and it's not like Dr. Pepper or some other generic cola. Well, for some reason I was thinking those candy canes were Jolly Rancher. So when I got green apple, I'm like, that is not Jolly Rancher green apple, I remember. Well, they're sweet tart.
Oh. So you take it back there.
Yeah, that's kind of the sweet tart green apple, so I'm okay.
Got it.
But you know I read, so I was aware of that to begin with. Wow.
Fitzy's like, I don't know about that.
Even the dog groaned on that one.
I was like, yeah, he doesn't read. He knows how. He just doesn't use it.
He no one got time for that. I mean, do you believe people actually like read for fun? That's like, what?
I do every night.
And that's why there's a pillow barrier.
Yeah, I know. I need to probably not do that at night so you can sleep.
Well, I sleep fine.
Okay, good. So one of the things that is helpful when you're doing any of these kind of ornaments is just follow the natural curve of whatever it is when you're doing these highlights. So it really honestly doesn't matter a lot where these highlights go as long as you're following the curve of the outside of the ornament. So, and then there's going to be all kinds of reflections on the inside too, you know, that are, because it's the light's bouncing around in the room, and you may be picking up on reflections of the ornaments next to it and the other things in the room and things like that. So these highlights don't have to be in the same place on each one of these, and you can kind of play with adding other little bits of, you know, darks and lights in here to make the ornament a little bit more interesting. Get some black here. Oops. I still have too much of this lighter color on my brush, but get the idea. All right, let's go ahead and do some more of this gold. Getting some a little bit of yellow, kind of a yellow-green gold here. White. And I've already kind of started it. I'm going to just kind of go back over. There. And then I'm going to get some of the darker color. Probably need to wipe that out. Yellow oxide with the burnt umber and burnt sienna. And go from the blue out. Right. Let's do the same with the black. A little bit of the blue, a little bit of white. We want in and out, in and out. He wants you to go out with him, probably.
It's just checking to see what Spencer's done.
Spencer's still not doing anything.
Came back.
Okay. Let me just switch to my, I'm going to switch to this brush. This is the number 2 round. And get some white, a little bit of this gray color. And do my little ridges through. Trying to keep it kind of a tinsely gray. I might need to alter the gray that I'm using. It doesn't seem quite right yet, but might be a little dark. Okay, so I'll leave the kind of center a little bit darker. Then I'm going to use the more magenta. While I'm thinking about it, I want to use this magenta in its darkest form. Maybe add a little bit of purple. Just want it really dark. There we go. So I need it dark down here where it's kind of connecting and touching the other stuff. On all the magenta ones. And again, following that outer border of it. So it's kind of making sense. Let me get some of the magenta with a little bit of white in it. And I'm out of white again. Alright, let's get some of this darker brown, gray. Darken up the sides of the little ornaments where they attach. Darker color on the inside there where it's not catching light. Trying. It's like I keep finding stuff.
Dude, awesome.
Great, thanks. Get some of that light gray here. And then getting some of that bright white. And I need to darken up that gold down there where it's not going to be that bright because I'm not catching the light. It's underneath this one, so just darkening that up. And then let's do the dark green on this one. Maybe get a little glaze. And that's something else that you can do, like at this point, now that we've got all our colors down, you can glaze your shadows on. You don't have to be covering up the color underneath. You can just use a thin layer of wash of color and just go over it to tint your colors that you've got going on. That'll add that darkness that you need in some places. Light pink in this little one here. Let that dry, and then let's go ahead and use this magenta color in our trees. Here, I need the little ornaments in the trees. I forgot those too. A little bit of lighter color in there while it's wet. Get my red. should have done these colors when I had them going on before. Too late now. Let's get some teal and this light lime green color. Use that. Grab the yellow. And this is where I can also add smaller ones here and there to kind of fill in visually some of these gaps. Some gray. Let's do the silver ones. I forgot to do those. Going on 3 hours here. We're making progress though.
Oh, it's hard.
I promise.
It's looking fantastic.
Thank you. Gonna do a big one right here. I think maybe not. I don't think that needs to be there. Yeah, so the last thing we'll do after we get this all kind of figured out is, and all of our ornaments kind of the way we want them to be, then we'll add our little greenery on top of everything, back over everything again. So and that will kind of finish it off. Really, this green one needed to be a little bit farther up, so I might just put one of these little ones in here. Oh, there's a little blue one right here. Didn't see that. I'm gonna leave the elf off. He's cute, but I don't think I'm gonna do it on this one.
Well, then that's a perfect space for our stick man.
Ornaments.
It's just kind of
A stick man.
Yeah. Or maybe on like that top blue ornament or something. Or just, you know. I think that's kind of a traditional, classic Christmas look.
Stick man. Oops. Bit of water on my brush there. Okay. Just trying to quickly add a little sparkle to all these. I'm going to get the magenta, a little bit of gray for this. Is that dry yet? It's not dry yet. Darken that up. Get these ones. That is making a lot of noise all of a sudden. Humidifier. Okay, getting that bright green. And more white. That dark gold, a little bit of black with my gold colors here, using it. These gold ones. Really need these fairly dark on the outside edges in order to kind of settle them in where they look situated into the Just a lot of little details. Like, this is gonna be easy. No, not really. Not really, but I mean, it's not hard. It's just a lot of repetition, a lot of little brush strokes here and there. So, not any particular difficulty, I don't think. Unless you have trouble making circles, maybe then, because you do have to kind of keep that in mind. Keep it in that circular highlights. Getting white here with my bright yellow to add my sparkly bits on these. Okay, to get my white on the very tip of my brush, just pure white here. I'm gonna flock this guy a little bit better. There you go. We'll do our highlights in the pink. These are very light pink, so I want quite a lot of the lighter pink color. I'm going to get a little bit of the unbleached titanium, or so that it's kind of that millennial pink. It's kind of a orangey toned pink almost. Getting it darker. And then I'll get a little bit of the green and add it. And add my darker shadow to it. And then let's add a bright white highlight on all of them. There we go. Let's do this ones with a little bit more of the magenta color. Mid-tone. And then the darker along the outside edges. And then our bright white highlight. And the highlights always go kind of in, just inside, not all the way to the edge. So you kind of want a little bit of the darker along the outer edge, and then those highlights will be kind of in the upper corner somewhere just inside. I've zoomed in too far, honey. You can see some of the stuff. Okay. I'm getting some of the gray. White. We can get a little bit of blue. Make it blue-gray. And we're going to use it to do the little white fuzz that's out here, and then get my white and go over it with that. Okay. Some up here. Ooh. And then white. And then I want my black and white. And I'm going to do my tinsel. I've got both in my brush. I'm going to do my tinsel around this here. Just kind of making like little random zigzags. Do the same thing over here. Getting both in my brush. It'll go in a little bit dark at first. I need some of those really dark bits, so I'm going to go back in and really darken up some of these. And I want to get some of that pink. Darker pink right there. Use tinsel. Just little straight lines and zigzagging like different directions. That's all you need to do. Just make sure that you have enough of the dark still showing, because otherwise it won't show up. It'll just be a big white blob here. So want my tinsel to show up. Do it around this guy too. And getting some of that light pink here, center of that guy. see. Almost there. Gonna do the little blue bits in that. Little blue highlights. I'm gonna use a little bit of this blue in the tinsel areas. And then that one, just do like a little bit of black and green around the outside of it, really darken it up. Do the same thing with any of these that need it. And then we're gonna go back to, I'm gonna get this brush here. I'm gonna get a small, thin, and this is the 2 liner from Princeton Aspen series. I want to get a dark green. I'm going to get both burnt umber and a little bit of black. I'm going to start with that, and then we'll do the lighter green as our highlight color. And when you're using a liner brush, you need to add a lot of water. So you need to add enough that you don't feel a resistance when you're tugging back and forth with it, because it should flow off your brush without any pressure. And if there's any thickness to your paint, it won't do that. It'll stick to your brush. So and I'm adding a little bit of the glazing liquid so that it sticks to the canvas and doesn't lose its binder too much. When you're adding a lot of water to heavy body acrylics, you can lose the binder if you're not careful. So, all right, so here we go. We're just gonna start going over the top of some of these, adding last little bits of detail. And this is what really will finish it off and make it look realistic. And then you can also, like, if you've got any ornaments or anything that you really don't like, like you just don't really care for how it turned out, then you can just add some of this over the top of it and you're done. Not a problem anymore. So now, if you are going around your ornaments, obviously some of them you're going to go on top of, but just make sure that it makes sense that they're going on top of, it, and not going in a weird direction. So fun. This is always one of my favorite things, just this last little bit, because that's really kind of brings everything to life.
It definitely gives it that extra layer of dimension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have it. Just gonna have these little bits peeking through here. Makes it look like a wreath again. And as far as the direction goes, the wreaths will kind of have a natural flow. A lot of times they'll all kind of be laying in the same direction all the way around. So if you want to, pay attention to that, you can. And just make sure that, they're all kind of, like in these ones, I'm kind of making them all kind of go this direction. They're going up and out. And then the ones that are, obviously at the bottom, they're kind of going down. Okay, then just get my white and a little bit of yellow, get the yellow-green color, and just go over. This is where you want to kind of be a little bit more careful where you're putting this, because this will be really obvious. You don't want it too much of it.
So, one of our keen observers
Yes.
has asked the question, do the red ornaments on the left Christmas tree require highlight?
Yes, they do. Thank you. Yes, they do. Left that out. Not on purpose. Yeah, I figured there would be some last minute things. It's easy to get kind of tunnel vision when you're working on a painting for this long and don't stop, Every now and then I would say stop and look at it from a distance, and then you'll notice stuff like that. Usually I do it at the very end of the painting before I quit. And sometimes I still miss things, there's changes that I sometimes have to make just, after the video's over that I just notice, So it's kind of normal. And really this kind of situation where you're finishing a painting in one setting is not what I would recommend to do, It's not a normal way of finishing a painting. It's not. You really do need to take a step back occasionally and see what's really going on.
Yeah, that's kind of the approach I take with my video games.
Really?
Yeah, I try not to finish them all in one sitting. Well, one, I'm not good enough to do that, but...
It's good advice.
Plus, it's good to have a social life of some kind.
True. Talk to your wife every now and then.
What? I take one of my earbuds out. The one on the side that you sit, so that's okay.
Right. Every now and then. Most of the time it's not, but... It's usually after I've been talking to you for a few minutes and you're like, what? And you take it out for 5 minutes and put it back in. It's okay.
I'll just play on the big TV and
There you go.
and use a surround sound, and I won't need earbuds.
Nice. I can wear earbuds then. I'll wear.
Actually, that's what we did last Sunday, right?
We did.
When you went out, or last Saturday when you went to the Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
You came
back
home.
and Mark was
Oh yeah,
on
took
the
over
big
the
screen.
Took over the TV, baby.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna add little pops of white here and there. Just. Yay. So cute. So I'm going to just throw in some of this white here and there where I think I need it, you know. Like little tinsels poking out here and there or something. And we'll use the pop a lime green on my tree here. Go over the top of some of these ornaments a little bit, and we will add the red, I promise. I haven't forgotten. I'm just getting there. A little bit of white here for this flocking. And again, going over the ornament a little bit so they're not tucked into the tree. Get a little bit of white with my red here. And then getting my dark burgundy. Maybe a little bit of green. To shadow the bottom of them. And I'm going to use this in my ornaments over here and tuck in the, use that dark green, tuck in the ornaments around here. Do the dark green around them. And whoops.
Hey, what do you call a wreath made with $100 bills?
What?
Aretha Franklin's.
God. It's good.
Thank you.
That was good. Oh. All right, so now that we've got that on there, I'm going to use this dark, use the Phthalo Blue and Burnt Sienna with glaze. And I'm going to glaze my background of my wreath right in here. So I'm going to start with the darkest part and pull it out. There, and then over here. And you can use the paper towel while it's wet and just tap it to kind of brush it in. It doesn't have to be, you know, super well blended because this background is already kind of spotty and, you know, kind of. You could do this before you do your wreath too. It's, you know, it's up to you. I mean, there's probably not that much on the bottom there. Somewhere in here. So our light's coming from this direction. So it'd be hitting here and shadowing down. Maybe shadowing a little bit right here. And I'm looking at my photograph too, you know, because it's got some shadows in there you're seeing. But just use whatever color your background is. So, you know, if you don't do this color, then use whatever, you know, just a darker version of whatever background color you've got going on yours to do this. And like I said, you could do it beforehand. You know, when you're doing your background, you can put this darker color in then. And then you'll have it. You don't have to do it afterwards because you probably want to go back over your greens and stuff where we've done this because we've darkened up all those areas. So, you know, just back over some of those areas to bring them colored back out. White here. These are all kinds of stuff you can do with this, so, you know, you can get as fancy as you want with it. Getting the darker. Create that little thing there, and then where it attaches is going to be really dark right here, so make sure you have it nice and dark on all of these where it's attaching to your ornament on that little, what is it called at the top of the ornament, where the holder part, the little the little cap that's on top here. Whatever.
I don't know what it's called.
Using some burnt umber here, or burnt sienna, I mean, to
Call them
caps. Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Ornament caps. Okay. I was right the first time.
Mm-hmm. As usual.
Hmm. What?
As usual.
As usual. Don't know about that. You're sweet for thinking that, though.
Mm.
Or at least saying it.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
All right, so, oh yeah, we've got those little lines through there, so I didn't do those. Let me go back and put those in, those little gold stripes that are on here. and any other, like, this one's supposed to have a decoration on it. I don't really care for it, so I'm just going to leave it off. But you can, decorate up any of these that you want to make them a little fancier. Give a little shine. I'm going to get a little bit more of that red with my white. Now that I have a better, smaller brush here, maybe try to get a little. No, it's still not. Little teeny tiny adjustments here on some of these. Getting some more white here. Okay, I'm almost done here. I think add some bright whites to some of these highlights.
What's your PayPal?
My PayPal is angelasartistry@gmail.com. And be sure you put the Angelas, ANGELASARTISTRY, because there's another Angela that's been getting donations every now and then when people type it in wrong. And you can't get that back. So be sure it shows my name on there and everything. It should come up as me, when you type in that email address. So I felt really bad for people when they're like, I think I just sent you money, and I'm like, no, wrong email. I know, so sad and frustrating that they don't let you get that money back when you send it to the wrong person. I love this. I think it's so cute. I could work on this for a couple more hours probably and add a bunch more little details, but I think it's good for a couple hours of work. Not too shabby. 2, maybe 3. It's 3 hours now. Sorry. But worth it. Not a bad way to spend a Saturday. Hope you guys enjoyed it, getting to see this come to life. And thanks again to Michelle Kohler and her daughter, Nikki Gillespie, I think, right? Whose ornaments here, or these wreath photo that we used. Super cool, super cool. Hope you guys all have a really great Christmas. Stay safe and have fun with your families, or survive your families, if that's the could be either one. I've been,
I get a hint.
had
Okay.
our fair share of dysfunction in our family, so I get it. But hopefully everybody gets along and has a great time, and you guys, Santa brings you what you want in your Christmas, and mainly just enjoy the time to kind of take a deep breath and step back. Hopefully you get a little bit of minute to do that and just kind of reflect on the year and make plans for next year that hopefully you won't break.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I was just part of a Patreon kind of group chat thing, and they had a guest speaker that was a life coach, and he was saying, don't make resolutions basically, because you're just setting yourself up for failure every year, and then you never actually do your goals, so he's like, set up a plan and do small steps to attain your goals, and mainly his thing was like make a plan every morning for your day, which I'm really bad at, and follow through on it. It was very interesting chat, but anyhow, the main thing I just thought was funny is like, don't make resolutions, because you're setting yourself up for failure, and then you never actually get around to doing the thing that you're wanting to do,
Yeah. Kind of falls in line with that whole expectation is the thief of joy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, when you expect, to lose 40 pounds and
right.
you don't, then you become very depressed and miserable or whatever. And so,
it's not that not to make goals, just make realistic goals and small and set them up into small attainable goals, so.
Right. And so instead of like eating a whole package of cookies, only do like 2/3.
Right.
Just attainable goals. And then slowly get down to just half a bag.
Exactly.
So it's a good example.
Mm-hmm. When you're painting, you can say, maybe don't try to do the hardest painting on your first go. Then maybe, even though you probably want to skip to the harder paintings, I would say if you're, first time painting, that just give yourself, smaller tasks, smaller paintings, easier paintings to get a little bit of experience under your belt, and then go for the, more difficult, slowly building your skills up instead of jumping to the, like I did when I joined the fitness center and like went into the advanced biking class for the first time and then walked away and couldn't walk for a week, So just like, it's not going to be that bad with painting, but at the same time, you will be a little bit discouraged if you're picking paintings that are way outside your experience level when you're first learning. Just kind of pick attainable, easier paintings that are, an hour to 2 hours. And a lot of the ones that I have that say easy in the title, or if it says beginner in the title, those are the ones that I would start with, and then move from there, to the harder ones eventually, and if you work at it, it shouldn't take you too long. I've seen people make really big progress in just a year, but you get out of it what you put into it, But if you kind of don't have this goal that like, I'm going to be the best painter and I'm going to paint the hardest painting on my first try and it's going to be perfect, you're going to set yourself up for a little bit of a disappointment probably. Not saying you can't do it, but just saying, just be easy on yourself. Know your level. Don't try challenge yourself, but
And don't be hard on yourself.
Don't be hard on yourself. I think that's it. Yeah.
And don't compare yourself to others.
Yes. Yeah, that for sure. Don't look at, painters who's been like mine, who have been painting for 30 years, so it's probably not going to look like mine on the first try. And that's okay, because you're not, nobody would expect that if you're, if you're
new.
If you're new to it, it's going to take a while to build up your skills. And
I'm not bragging, but I can definitely beat a 9-month-old in a 100-yard dash.
Right. Well, you've been walking for a while, so.
Yeah, but still, come on.
Yeah, and that was one of the other things that I thought but going back to that chat, he was like, you wouldn't look at a baby failing at walking, when they fall down and be like, oh, you loser, you shouldn't even try, kind of thing. You're like, yay, you tried, like get up and try again,
Exactly.
Next time it'll be better, so that's kind of where we're at with the painting too, cheer yourself on. Yeah, may not be perfect your first few times you try it, but you'll get better the more you do it, and the easier it'll come, and then,
And that's what we see in your Facebook group.
Absolutely.
All those people are completely amazing, that the support that they give each other in there.
Yep. Cheering each other on, and no matter where you're at in your art journey, that's the whole thing. And that's, I see enough of negativity everywhere we go. So we should have a safe art space where we can share and not have to deal with that. I'm going to sign it down here.
Oh, yeah.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Excellent.
This just in from Pat.
That's not a good signature. I'm going to do that again. What? Hi, Pat.
From Pat, yeah. No special message, but
Oh, thank you, Pat.
very much, Pat.
Very sweet.
Incredible.
Just in time for Christmas. It'll help pay for my stocking habit. The stockings tend to go a little crazy.
It says, thank you for the wonderful year of painting and good humor.
Oh, thank you.
You are both excellent folks.
Oh.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Pat.
so much, Pat. That's sweet. We really appreciate you. And everybody who supports our channel, watches our videos, buys from our affiliate links down in the description, where we get a little percentage of the sales when you use our links. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just, so we appreciate those who take the extra time to do that and like and subscribe and tell their friends and share. And, if you do these paintings, I would really appreciate it if you give a shout out and even link back to the video so people can find it and see for themselves what we're doing. And it helps us so much when you guys do that. And we will be back. I haven't gotten my January schedule out. I'm hoping to do that. I don't know. I really should have done it last week, but we had a sick puppy, and it's been kind of throwing me off my game. And I was sick too, so that threw me off last week. And then this week we've had a sick puppy, so it's been kind of crazy couple of weeks. But I'll try to get my January schedule out so you guys can see what we're going to be doing. But until then, thank you for watching. Thank you. Have a great, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, and all that good stuff. And we will see you guys
in 2022.
Thanks for watching. Bye.